my trout when I spit the lioness rose, and I'm at his neck.
Only been 5 years since I stepped through the door. They say I'm a little different with it. E6 explore. Keeping the commandments, trying to renew my soul. We fighting that demon cause he waiting at the door. Water the world, way keep us afloat. Out in the street and we teaching our folks. Representative Christ, yeah, this ain't gold. Yeah, that old man got a tag on the soul. Receiving a reward just like we joke. Trying to get ready, hey, you ain't gotta go. When the majors come and they say let's go. Scriptures rockin', breaking them.
Okay, this Mike Judah, tribe of Judah. Kingdom come and trying to be a ruler. Hit the streets and pull a sword out and cut a heathen up. I'm Fred Krueger. Paint the picture, slick Rick the ruler. Through the precepts, you can call me tutor. Standing bold like a fighting rooster. Trying to lead the people, no Martin Luther. Swift's gon' blast, I'm an active shooter. Birth of a nation, you can call me doula. Looking out for the brother like Schiff and Pooh. I'm a Lion King, no Timon and Pumbaa. So, and I made Walt Disney movie. Old school swagger, that's so groovy. You can hate a Judite, but the Lord chose me. Set me on high, that's holy moly.
I'm the double AI, praying for that chariot so I can get fly. Handling, carry it for the most high. Make sure I marry it. I don't wanna die. That old man to bury it. Times rule 9, the book's librarian. Scripts I apply, eat the roll vegetarian. In streets I cry, sweet sword barbarian. Repent or you die. My vision planetarian, powers and fly. King's reign, millennium, kingdom classified. No veterinarian, blood's qualified. Spirit vibranium, reverse cognize. Stockholm was the cranium, means he can proside. See the great army, the spirit is upon me, casting out idols. Spirit is upon me, casting out idols according to the Bible.
I am back from the dead. That's a day walker. The enemy try to silence at night. He took the K off your beloved when it's loud. That cannot shoot your brother down. It ain't no mercy in his logo, but the earth won't let us drown. Yeah, that's that truth. Like Dylan Roof, killing everything that moves against the God that gave us charge. And we'll plead guilty to that too. He gave me life, I give him death. I'm Adam's apple, I'm at your neck. That's a prophecy of a Genesis. You got now, but we got next.
Say my, no Johnny, spirit on me. Words flow like waterfalls. Say tsunami, please allow me to freestyle when the beat drop. Meanwhile, if the beat hot, say so, but no low like a treetop. I cold with a beatbox. Started rhyming, perfect timing, no denying. Time is short and people blind and undecided. We divided, Lord. We bored with the line pastors. Blitz them like linebackers. Open their eyes like new glasses and view classes. They classes.
Sheesh. My people going to war. We bringing out the fire. Those heathens we ignore. Cause we know that they're liars. I'm reading in the news. We reading in the news. They reading in the news.
Hey, shalom, brothers, shalom, sisters, most high in Christ bless. This is Captain Lemuel. Y'all are tuned in to Inner Scripts.
Reloaded.
All praise to the most high. Who I got on my left?
Officer Yakub.
Who I got on my right?
Officer Shema.
Who I got on my far right?
Officer Kareem.
Far right.
Officer Lobby.
Far right.
Officer Kashar.
All praise to the most high. We got a couple brothers that are going to be joining us a little bit later. Nah. We got a lot to talk about.
A lot.
We got a lot to talk about over the next couple of weeks. We're going to be dealing with the gates of hell, a.k.a. America, a.k.a. Rome, a.k.a. the fourth beast, oppression, power, the power to kill. We got a lot. We're gonna deal with free speech, Rome to now. We're gonna deal with infanticide, Rome to now. We're gonna deal with fornication, Rome to now. Martyrdom, Rome to now. I'm missing one. I'm missing a few.
You got a lot lined up. You got a lot lined up.
Yeah. Oh, famine, Rome to now. That's another one. So yeah. We got a lot. We got a lot.
So it sounds like Rome and America is real similar.
They the same thing. It's the same thing. America is an extension. Okay. All right. All praise to the Most High. So, with that being said, let's jump into the first segment, Ear to the Streets.
That's right.
All right. Y'all get it in.
All right. Shalom, family. Most High Christ bless. So we're going to jump right into it. This is Ears to the Street. And what we do is we go to the main topics of the week. So this is one of the main topics. I know this thing been going on for a while, and I know a lot of people want to hear what we got to say about it. So we're going to bring it out right here on In the Scripts, man. So bring up the first article right there. Also, who I got to my right, he wasn't here when he was announced to himself.
All praise to the Most High. It's Officer LSJ in the building.
That's right.
This brother ID say light-skinned Jacob.
All praise to the Most High.
Light-skinned Jacob Israel.
Light-skinned Jacob, man. Tribe of Gad.
We up.
All right, it says, Black Twitter reacts to Coach Deion Sanders leaving JSU for Colorado. It says, Black Twitter is in a frenzy over Jackson State University Coach Deion Sanders' move to leave the HBCU for a position at Colorado. On Saturday, December 3rd, the University of Colorado Boulder officially announced that Sanders will become the next head coach of his football program, per the NFL. It says, the news of Coach Prime, a pro football and college football Hall of Famer, parting ways with JSU came as the school won its second consecutive Southwestern Athletic Conference, or SWAC, championship Saturday after an undefeated regular season. Sanders started his tenure at JSU's head coach in 2020, leading the Tigers to a 4-3 record during an abbreviated season due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2021, the team went 11-2 and won their first SWAC title game since 2007. The Colorado Buffaloes hope Sanders will resuscitate its program, similar to what he accomplished at JSU. The university parted ways with head coach Carl Durrell in October after a 0-5 start to the season and went 1-6 under interim head coach Mike Sanford, finishing last in the Pac-12 conference.
So you got they looking for Deion Sanders, quote unquote, Coach Prime, to come in and resuscitate their program. This is what the white folks want now. So he resuscitated JSU, and they want him to come in and build up they program. So Coach Deion, or Coach Prime, he left Jackson State, which is a HBCU,
right,
and went to a PWI, an all-white college. But what people don't realize is HBCUs are owned by white folks.
Right.
All of them.
The hell is this? Hey, to your point, too, look, it's actually kind of disrespectful for them to offer him that position at Colorado, because you done built up a program and you done created a successful team. So why would you go to a losing team to try to build them up? If you really a good head coach, and you should be getting offers from bigger colleges like Alabama, Texas, so on and so forth.
Because what it is Deion is trying to show them Edomites, them white folks, that he can coach. That's all it is. They know he can coach, but they just trying to say, okay, if he can build them up from being the worst in the Pac-12, then he's a good coach. Clearly, we know that he's a good coach. You understand? Because he built up JSU. But I want to get it straight before anybody get to talking about football, and that we
covered in Greek fashion.
Right, covered in Greek fashions. No, that's not what it is. You understand? We understand that he is a good coach, but what our people has failed to realize is football is not going to save our people.
Right.
Sports is not going to save our people. Our people actually left the laws of God and wanted to follow Greekish fashions like sports and so forth. And we can read that out the Bible.
Right. Cool.
Go to the next one. Did you have something else there?
It was a few Twitter posts on there, but I just wanted to make a comment about how our people are responding to it, because first and foremost, your point, officer, is on point. You know, I grew up playing football. I know some of us grew up playing football, and we oftentimes in our community, we look at these sports outlets as the be-all, end-all about the greatness that we can be and the level of stature we should stand up to. We don't see anything else that we could become. So that's already first and foremost off within our people. But in terms of just dealing with the unity amongst our people, to your point, it's like he stepped into that opportunity at JSU and sold him a false dream. That's why a lot of our people mad about it, because they thought he was going to come into JSU and turn them into the new Alabama. They thought he was going to stay there for years, bring the best athletes, bring the best people there, bring a whole bunch of money into the HBCUs, and it gave black people a glimmer of hope okay, maybe we get one primetime brother in there. Maybe he can inspire other brothers to get in there and do something else for black people. But it's all rooted in the Greekist fashion. So, either way, it was going to be to the detriment anyways.
Right. And I like what you said. He gave them a glimmer of hope. But where is our hope found? Is it found in football? Is it found in sports? Where's our hope found?
Our hope found in these scriptures.
In the scriptures. That's where our hope is found.
Right.
Let's so in this next video we got Dr. Umar Johnson, which a lot of people know about him. So let's see what he got to say about the situation.
Abused and exploited HBCU Jackson State just to be given an opportunity to show predominantly white institutions that he could coach. If he only used them as a stepping stone to getting a job at a white college, he was dead wrong. Now, let me tell y'all why this is bigger than football. Mm-hmm. What case is the Supreme Court reviewing right now?
Right now, the case against black, what is it, for black students in colleges?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. The U.S. Supreme Court right now is reviewing whether or not racially conscious admissions in higher education are unconstitutional. And guess who is bringing the suit? Asians. But guess who's funding the suit? White people with connections to the 6 conservative justices on the United States Supreme Court bench.
Hey, real quick, pause the video real quick. I got a question for you, brothers. I was thinking about something as Dr. Umar said about using and abusing HBCUs to pedestal himself up, right? So now, I want to play a little bit of devil's advocate, right? Because I seen some of the people that was for Deion's defense. What do you say to the people that say, okay, well, he bought in millions of dollars to that school in a few years where they didn't have it. He donated half of his salary to get new facilities. He got Walmart to sponsor him. He got Under Armour to sponsor him. He got the first game on ESPN. All these various different things that people are using to defend Deion, saying that he did enough, but are people still attacking him? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, he did. He's a great coach. Like I said, you can't take that from him. He did great things while he was there at JSU. But the dream or the facade that he put on was he was bringing black players to the HBCUs. And those same black players that he brought to the HBCUs, he took them to Colorado.
That's right. He left. They left with him. That's facts.
Right. All right, go ahead.
White people with connections to the 6 conservative justices on the United States Supreme Court bench. So, what they're saying is Asians are discriminated against on the basis of the personality aspect of the admissions process at Harvard and the University of North Carolina, among other universities, by subjecting Asians to that personality assessment, which includes personality, background, social economic status, culture, this, that, who you are, what you want to be. Asians are being penalized for the high test scores and grades. So what the Asians want and what the white folks who are funding...
You can stop this one. Drop this and go to the next one. Go to the next video, I believe. And it is the first 6 seconds. Because when this video first came on, he said if he left the HBCUs and he didn't do it for money, then he used the HBCU as a pedestal, as a stepping stone. Let's see not this one, this one. Watch this. It's 6 seconds. Play.
That this was the place. It wasn't about a bag.
Stop.
I got that.
He said it wasn't about a bag. He got that. So we know it ain't about money now.
Right.
It ain't about the $5 million that he get every year or $25 million that he get for the 5-year contract.
Right.
Nigga, please.
It ain't about the money. So what it is he used HBCU, he used Jackson State as a stepping stone.
Right. To get to a bigger and better opportunity. But isn't it funny that we, like to your point earlier, you mentioned the PWI, the predominantly white institution.
Right.
Our people see being out there with them as the bigger and better opportunity.
Yep.
The man just went undefeated at the HBCU. They just played in the championship game. But you know what? Taking over a 1-11 team that was in last place, that got the white hope on it, that's better for my people. That's better for me.
It's better for him. And guess who lost the game for him? The championship game.
I saw that. It was a white boy that dropped the pass. Hey, Deion, you going to Colorado with all them white folks to coach, and it was a white boy at your black school that dropped that pass and lost you the championship game. I wonder how he feels about that.
Hey, but look, check this out. Let's look at it going deeper than football. Let's look at it as a community of people coming together, right? Because you see when Deion Sanders was at this school, he was able to recruit more top athletes.
Right.
And in return, he brought the school more money. Now, let's say, okay, we kept that trend going with Deion Sanders, and then you had somebody like Carl Lewis, or another NFL player go coach at the HBCU, then guess what? HBCUs can come up together, and together they can become the new Alabamas, the new top schools. If we had that mindset of unity, instead of just saying, hey, I'm looking at it like this, I got to get mine.
But that's what sports is all about. Sports, they make it seem as though it's a team effort, but at the end of the day, it's all about me, me, me. I got to get mine. It's like what your boy said off of Remember the Titans. What team? No, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna look out for myself, and I'm gonna get mine.
Right. And then look, the white boy said, "See, man, that's the worst attitude I ever heard, man." He said, "Attitude reflect leadership."
Right.
That's a classic movie.
It is.
That's a classic.
So they go back to what you were saying. The unity ain't found in football or sports. Unity is only found in the scriptures when we come together under God's commandments. Right. And that's what they was looking at him as, because when he talked like a pastor.
Right.
He in there preaching to the players, and he got them in there catching the Holy Ghost.
Right.
So that's how he got them. He preaching to them, saying, quoting scriptures and everything. But then he bailed on them, and that's what our people do every time.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and go with this next time stamp. I think we coming up on time.
Yep.
It's about football to me. It's about our trainers and kids that the fire alarms may go off and not being turned off at 3:15 in the morning. It's about people that may not have the proper safety on a campus that they should. I'm not just talking about Jackson State. I'm talking about everywhere. So the things that I want to accomplish, I can't do it by just being the darn football coach and winning games.
You see that? He said he can't, the things he want to accomplish, he can't do it by just being a football coach. Play on.
Right, hold on. And that's a good point, too, because that proves that our people are looking to the wrong people to lead their communities.
Exactly.
He telling you straight up, bro, I'm a football coach. I know how to catch a ball, throw a ball, and show somebody else how to do it. So this proves that our people look to the wrong people to lead the black community.
Right. And if I may real quick, you know what it also proves? In a funny way, it proves that we Israel. I'm going to tell you how. Because remember in Deuteronomy 28, it said that we would grope at noonday. So we as a people, we reaching out to we reaching out for anything. Can Deion save us? Can Carl Lewis save us? Can Cardi B save us? Can Gorilla save us?
Right.
We reaching for anything to try to bring that camaraderie together as a people and build us up to a higher status.
Hey, I get your point, but if anybody reaching for Glorilla to save them, they got the damn devil on them.
Hey, man, listen. Hey, listen. You know them sisters is reaching for Glorilla to save them.
Right.
I like her. She's strong and independent.
They getting F&F tattoos and stuff, man. All right, come on, let's go.
Glorilla need to change her dirty drawers, too. I know y'all saw that.
That I can't do because that's not my occupation.
You see that? He said that's not his occupation. To change the community, the things that he talking about bringing, the only people that's doing that and that's able to do that is the men that you see, the prophets, the Israelites.
That's right.
We the ones that's our occupation. Our occupation is to keep the commandments and teach the commandments.
That's right.
That's right.
We don't go ahead, play on.
Oh, coach, is a darn good one. And name one thing in football that we haven't accomplished that I said we would. But it's bigger than that. And until we address these underlying issues that nobody wants to talk about, ain't nothing gonna change.
Right. Hey, football, you know what one of the underlying issues is? That at the HBCU, they still learning the oppressor's curriculum.
Right.
That's one of the underlying issues.
Right.
Hey, we can catch footballs all day and we can have a bunch of teams and be good at it, but that don't change a damn thing.
That's right. Hey, real quick, you know, another underlying issue, obviously the main underlying issue that we talk about is the sin, right? Because one of the things that he said, well, I seen other people defending him was they broke into the locker room and they stole from him. Mm-hmm. They broke into his son's car, different things like that. And that's a lot of reasons why our people in the sports world or entertainment world, celebrities, they might be hesitant to help their own people. But to your point, officer, is about not only do we keep the commandments, we teach the commandments.
Right.
Because if we taught our people to love our neighbor as ourselves and stop sinning, stop stealing from one another, guess what? We wouldn't have to worry about feeling like we losing by helping our people. You know what I'm saying? So we got to change that mindset to do right by one another and build our community up in these scriptures.
That's right.
Keep playing on that.
But what else is going to change? And I'm a change agent.
He said he's a change agent. That's what it's all about. Drop this one. Go to the next timestamp. So he said he's a change agent. Listen to what he's saying, because if you listen really close, he contradicts himself. And don't get me wrong, this our brother. We love him. But when it comes to leading our people, let us do that.
Right.
You can continue being the great coach that you are and a great football player that you were. You can continue doing that. But as for leadership, that's us.
That's right. In all that, get some understanding on change and where change really starts. And it does not start in the football department.
Stop. He said he's a football coach. He's a change agent, right? And it don't start in the football department. So what he's telling you is he's not here to change anything.
Right.
He's not here to change the community. He's not here to change the condition of the blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans.
Right.
But what brings forth change? Let me get a scripture real quick. Psalms 19 and verse 7.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
So that's what's going to change our people. That's what's going to change our condition. The laws of the Lord. And it's perfect. And that's what's going to change us. Read on.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
So we once were simple, but now we're wise in keeping these commandments because we changed. We are the ones changing the community with the Bible, with the commandments.
Right.
Right.
We are the change agents that he talked about.
Right. Facts.
Right.
Hey, so as always, when we're doing the Ear to the Street segment, the goal is to show y'all what our people saying about the situation. So let's read this tweet. It says, not mad at Dion, but being a big name at an HBCU and him recognizing the systematic struggles that HBCUs face, and then he leaves, does nothing to help solve the problem. True heroes at HBCUs find ways around salary concerns because their mission is bigger than money.
So clearly he said he got the bag already.
Right.
So it ain't about the money.
Right.
It's about, like what I said earlier and what Dr. Umar has said, that it's about proving to them white folks that he can coach.
Right. Fact. So let's read this next tweet. Let's see what our people saying. It says, if the best HBCU coaches run off to big white schools at the earliest opportunity, how can we convince the best players to go and stay at HBCUs?
That's not happening.
That go into what I was saying right now. If we really want to build up our community, even if it's with just black football teams or black colleges, guess what? Then we all got to be in that same mindset that, hey, I'm going to grind it out with people. Remember what Moses said? He said he chose the self-affliction with his people rather than enjoy the pleasure for a moment.
Right. That's right.
That's right.
And you know what else, too? On that previous post about the word heroes, right? That shows the mind of our people is gone, bruh. Because the heroes is in this book.
Right.
My heroes is Daniel. My heroes is Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Jesus Christ, the black Messiah.
That's right.
That's the hero. We not looking for no football playing, money making brother with a shaved booty face to heal us and save us.
Right.
Come on, man.
Let me get a script before we pass on to the next segment. Let me get Sirach 36:26. We're gonna read it real quick. Because you see how Dion was at Jackson State, right? And the minute he got an outlet, what'd he do? He bounced. Watch what the scriptures say about that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 36 and verse 26. Who will trust a thief well appointed?
It says, who will trust a thief well appointed? So the thievery in this particular situation is he used HBCUs as a stepping stone. He stole those high players to come to the school, and then he took them with him to Colorado. Read on.
That skip it from city to city.
They do what?
Skip it from city to city.
From Jackson, Mississippi to Colorado. Read on.
So, who will believe a man that hath no house and lodgeth whatsoever the night taketh him?
You see that? Who gonna believe him? Who gonna trust him? So after a while, Colorado, you best believe he gonna be gone real soon.
And you got me over here making a stank face. That precept cut. God dang, it said skip from city to city. That's exactly what he did. He went from Jackson, Mississippi to Boulder, Colorado.
Yep.
Man.
All right, let's go into the next segment.
Hey, so before we go into this segment, we got to remember what we finna show y'all is the Idumean moment of the week. And the purpose of this segment right here is to show you, officer, that we two different people.
Facts.
We ain't like them. We know who letting the dog lick the spoon after dinner or before dinner, all right? You got that, officer? Read it real quick.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger.
So let's see what the other manner of people got going on this week. Go ahead.
More dangerous than looking like an alligator. That's because an alligator is territorial. He's gonna challenge you. I've been telling people for years, the best way to catch alligators without stressing the alligator out is to be the alligator. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this suit on.
This is the best way to catch an alligator. Who the hell you talking to that's talking about catching alligators for years?
Right.
Get some help.
Hey, we gonna talk over it. Let it keep playing because we on time.
We've got about an 11-foot alligator laying on the other side of this pond. I'm gonna see if I can completely swim up to that alligator. Let's see how this suit performs.
Well, at least they using themselves and not black babies no more.
Right.
Good point, now.
Hey, let's go ahead and go to the reaction. So let's see, Officer Lobby, how people feel about Esau doing this, man. Let's go ahead.
I want to see him next to the gator.
Hey, it's only so y'all. I mean,
Cap, you.
All right, go ahead. Go back to the next time step on the other one. It's on this one.
Did he get next to a gator?
Hey, we finna see, Officer. Let's see what the other manner of people is doing, man.
Check out your boy. Check out your boy. He look goofy as hell.
Hey.
Hey, you know gators smack with they tail, right?
Oh,
it'd be crazy if he would just got smacked right across his chin.
Look, he better try to get him out of there.
Hey, even an alligator got sense. He's like, what the hell?
That is an 11-foot alligator.
Hey, he tried
I
to
am
get up out
5 feet 8 inches. He dwarfs me. If I looked like a human, he'd certainly hit the water.
Hey, go to the next one. Go to the next one. Let's see what our people saying about this, man.
What's up with your boy, man?
Stop it. Get some help.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I promise not to make this up. Seriously, like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, every time I see y'all doing something stupid, y'all done something stupid. Like, those animals are not your friends, bro. I've been telling y'all this like a million times. Leave these animals alone, bro. Dang, y'all are hurting yourselves.
Hey, peep.
Hey, that's it.
Peep what he said. He said, what's wrong with y'all? That go back to that first scripture we pulled. We two separate manners of people. You ain't finding no Negroes laying next to no alligators, man. Negroes ain't doing that.
Hey, look, we ain't even finna be the cameraman, bro. He got a cameraman standing over the alligator, too.
Right.
I don't know where y'all find these videos at, but
Right.
What do y'all search to find Edomite?
Ideally moment of the week.
Hey, man, it's
Right. It ain't hard, Cap, man. It really ain't.
Cap. It's a secret sauce, Cap.
All right.
All right.
Hey, why was he smelling the alligator tail? What was?
Thank you, AV, for the mic with dead batteries. All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We're going to come back with Cap's break. What do we call it? Cap's breakdown? I don't know. Whatever we call it.
In the scripts with Cap.
I'm going to break down the scripture.
That's
we
right.
get that.
Yeah.
Y'all are tuned in the scripts.
Reloaded.
It looks more like a military group than anything else, but I'll read what they have.
You said something about it looked like something.
An army.
What make you say that?
Because look, it's like military style.
Why do you support Kyrie?
I'm pretty impressed. I heard it from about a mile away, so I had to come over.
Okay.
How many men?
Uncle was there where you left. Right. Your auntie was there where you left. Right. Cousin was there where you left. Right. Brother was there where you left. Right. Sister was there where you left. Right. Father, your mother, your uncle, your auntie, your cousin, your brother, your sister was there where you left. Right. 12 tribes! 12 tribes! 12 tribes!
There's something that was said that has never been done or seen before. Unity of our people. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. Is that right, brothers? We are the Israelites the Bible speaks of. And we will not apologize. We're going to teach this truth come hell or high water. Christ said the gates of hell shall not prevail against us. I want everybody to understand that. In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 3, the Lord said, endeavor to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Let's hear it. Unity! 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 And we will not ever bow the knee or apologize. So at that, brothers, who's the king? Christ. Who's the king? Christ. Who's the king? Christ. Well, Christ. Well, Christ. Well, Christ. Well, Christ. Well, Christ. Unity! 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 Who's the king? Christ. Who's the king? Christ. Who's the king? Christ.
All praise to the Most High. We back. Y'all are tuned in the scripts.
Reloaded.
All righty. Now. I was trying to figure out, and I be thinking about it every week, what scripture I'm going to break down. And these brothers, they don't never help me out. It may be like maybe once in a blue moon where they'll actually give me something to break down. Normally they'll leave me by myself to.
We're sorry, Captain.
To fend for myself. No, don't be sorry. Be better. Be better. So I was like, well, I'm gonna go over something that, some Paul's letters, whatever, because that's generally what brothers want to hear. But then, as I'm going through pulling stuff with Peter and Paul and just how the apostles move, the building of the churches, stuff like that, because that's all stuff that we're going to go through as well. Christ gave Peter instruction before his death, and I'm not going to go into it because that's a whole class, but he gave him certain instruction when it came to the church. I went over this. Read that real quick, 1 Peter 5:1. Additionally, Paul received instruction as well, and he instructed the men that he set up as bishops and deacons and elders and all the various positions in the congregation as well. So read that real quick. 1 Peter 5:1.
First Peter chapter 5 and verse 1. The elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder and a witness of sufferings of Christ, and also a partaker of the glory that should be revealed. Feed the flock of God.
So that was the instruction to feed the flock. Y'all remember before Christ died, he said, feed my flock.
Feed my flock.
Feed my flock. Feed my lambs. Feed my sheep. That was the instruction. 1 Corinthians, is that 1 or 2? Or no, 3, when Paul said, feed you with milk.
Right, yeah.
Because it does no good.
1 Corinthians 3.
All the books and all the history and all the breakdowns dealing with Hebrews, dealing with salvation, stuff like that. All that's great. It's great. We get to go through it. We was going through the book a little bit ago. We finding stuff. Oh shoot, we gotta highlight that.
Right.
Going through the history, all this is great. But then you got to keep the main thing the main thing. And at the end of the day, our foundation is keeping the commandments and the faith of Christ, because that's the only way. That's the only way we're gonna receive salvation.
That's right.
I got time to do what I want, but I don't. So read that in 3. 1, 2, 3, whatever verse.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3. You want me to start at verse 1? It makes the point. Okay. And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Christ. I have fed you with milk and not with meat.
I fed you with the laws of God. That's how I got to feed you, with the laws of God. Come on.
For hitherto were ye not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able. For ye are yet carnal. For whereas there is among you envying and strife and division.
Y'all are sinful as hell, because amongst the congregation is what?
Envy. And strife.
Strife. Y'all arguing. Go ahead.
And divisions.
Divisions amongst you.
Are ye not carnal?
Are y'all not carnal, sinful?
And walk as men?
Uh-huh.
For while one saith, I am of Paul.
Okay, that's it. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So now let's go through some marriage maintenance, because that's something that the bishop was mentioning. I know all y'all the brothers was taking notes on everything dealing with Revelation and writing everything down feverishly, Daniel and Second Ezra's. But then love your wife. Where's that scripture at? But you know Revelation 13:1.
Right.
Yeah, you know that fourth beast.
Right.
Like the back of your hand.
The hell is this?
But be merciful. Be compassionate. Sisters, love your wives. Love your wives. Love your husbands. Raise your kids. Wait, where's that scripture at again?
Right.
Oh, shoot. So now let's deal with a little marriage maintenance. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Now, I want y'all to notice something within this, because I just noticed my dadgum self. Within the same chapter, Paul mentions what would seem like two different situations going in two different directions, but he's not. 7:1.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 1.
Now, I want y'all to keep in mind, because this is something, again, we're going to talk about later. Rome at this time was the superpower on the earth. Same stuff that you see here in America is the same stuff back then. Over and over and over again, in every letter that Paul wrote, what was the main point of emphasis that Paul had to deal with? Anybody?
Fornication.
Fornication. That was one of the main things that he had to deal with. Now, I was gonna say this too before we read that. When you look at Timothy, remember how Timothy was the first bishop of the church in Ephesus. And when you go through, we'll read certain things, like we'll go to 1 Timothy 4:1. We'll break down the help me out. What is it? About the seducers would come. No, that's a bad paraphrase.
No,
what did it say?
Yeah, 1 Timothy 4. That they would come telling you to abstain from meats, from marriage.
Meats and abstain from marriage. But when you look at the theme of the breakdown of his letter, chapter 1, Paul is exhorting Timothy, stay in the faith, stay in the spirit, war good warfare, and he talks about the commandments. Chapter 2, he's saying the same thing. Make sure you praise prayers and supplication. I'm paraphrasing. Then he mentions towards the end of it, he's talking about not having women run the church, run the congregation. Don't be silent in church, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then chapter 3, he's setting up leadership. So it ain't nothing. It ain't no deep parables, no deep breakdowns, no nothing like that. When it came to building up the congregation, first and foremost, keep the commandments. Paul had to tell not only Timothy, he told Titus the same thing. So we're going to read that in Titus chapter 1 as well. So chapter 3, and again, just paraphrasing. So Timothy's chapter 3, the theme is, okay, as a leader in the congregation, you got to have your house in order. So what is Paul dealing with there? Dealing with there, marriage.
Mm-hmm.
He's dealing with marriage because that's the foundation of building a nation. Because in Rome, as in America, they dealt with something called infanticide. They dealt with heavy fornication, threesomes, swingers, all that. So it's nothing different from today. Anything that you can think of sexually that you could get your rocks off with, they was dealing with at that time. So Paul, I had to deal with marriage. He had to deal with building up brothers and sisters spiritually first before he could go any deeper than that. So that's what we're going to deal with first before we start deep diving into all the history and all of that. What else did you get?
We had 1 Corinthians 7.
Titus 1 and 5.
The book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 5. For this cause left I thee in Crete, that thou shouldest set in order the things that are wanting.
So now, this is Paul's instruction to Titus, right? Read.
And ordain elders in every city.
He said, ordain elders in the city.
As I had appointed thee.
Uh-huh.
If any be blameless, the husband of one wife.
Stop. What is he dealing with right there? Marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage. First chapter, first couple of verses. Paul is dealing with marriage in the congregation. Be righteous. Be upright. Maintain your marriage. Marriage maintenance. That's what we're talking about. Go to 7 and 1.
1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 1. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Not to get married.
Nevertheless, to avoid.
However, even though Paul understood that it was good for a man not to get married, why? So he could focus on the Lord's work. But he said, nevertheless, however,
to avoid fornication.
To avoid fornication, because that was heavy in Rome at that time. It was heavy in Corinth at that time, in Galatia at that time, in Ephesus at that time. Go ahead. In Phrygia, Macedonia, Asia Minor. Go ahead.
Let every man have his own wife.
He said, get married. Let every man have his own wife. And it's lawful. All praise to the Most High. Go ahead. And it don't say wives. It says have his own wife, as in singular, one, not plural.
That's right.
Was that it?
And let every woman have her own husband.
And let every woman have her own husband. Husband. Now jump to verse 29.
Verse 29.
What are we dealing with? Marriage maintenance. Before we jump into the meat of the show.
But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. And they that...
Hold on. Read it again.
But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
So it says, this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. Jump to verse 34.
34.
Oh, 32.
32. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world,
how he may please his wife.
That's why Paul said in verse 1, he said it's good for a man not to touch a woman, because the top of verse 32, he said, I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord. Because if you're unmarried, you can stay focused on doing the work of the Lord. It says, read on.
There's a difference also between a wife and a virgin.
No, hold up. No, where I just read.
34. I read 33.
No. I just read 32. He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord. Go ahead.
How he may please the Lord.
Go ahead.
But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife.
So verse 29, he says, be as if you don't have a wife. Then verse 32, he says, you gotta, what does it say? Things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. Verse 33. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. What Paul is conveying to the church, to the brothers, to the sisters, well, this particular verse to the brothers, is you gotta recharge your marriage. Let me ask the brothers here a question. How many of y'all charge your phones up every now and again? How often y'all charge your phone up?
Every day.
Yeah, every day.
You charge it every day. Okay, you charge it every day. Charge it every day. So now, for us, how much the more we charge an inanimate object, don't talk to you, it don't give you kids, it don't birth nothing like that. We take care of it. We make sure we don't drop it in water and it drown. We do all that. How much the more do we maintain our marriages? Because Paul said, in this life, in this world, if you're married, you choose that path that sometimes feels like it's brittled with thorns and briars. Yeah, whatever. Guess what? You are going to have to learn balance in your life, because there's nothing harder in this world than being an Israelite man. Nothing.
That's right.
Nothing.
Break it out.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Brothers are we not only before the truth, you was going to work 40 hours, 40 plus. For many of us, working 2 jobs. Many of us now, you in this truth. Not only are you doing that, you also got you're a full-time prophet. You're literally rebuilding a nation from the ground up.
Right.
Literally. So Paul says, even with that, you're going to have to figure out how to please your wife. That requires doing some maintenance marriage. Give you an example. Especially, you got kids. Get them kids, take them to their grandmama house or whatever, if you got that type of relationship, obviously. Get them to another sister crib or whatever. You got bored, take them to, have them go with the other sons of Jacob or whatever. And you or your wife, y'all get away. Just get away. Now, the sister's going to say, well, I asked him to take me to Italy, and he hasn't yet. So,
Well, we got Italy, Texas.
Oh, Italy, Texas, yeah.
You can find a bed and breakfast in Italy, Texas.
That Perry, Texas.
Yeah.
My Lord, we passed the
There's a couple of Italy streets around here.
Yeah. Take you to a bed and breakfast in Italy, Texas.
Yeah,
Venus, too.
there you go. I'm impartial. However y'all choose to do it. But
Texas big.
That's a part of maintaining your marriage. That's a part of avoiding fornication. Because to avoid fornication, Paul said, get married. Within that marriage, verse 28, he said you're going to have trouble in the flesh. Verse 33, he says you're going to have to figure it now. Within that marriage, you're going to have to figure out how to please the wife, which a lot of times is damn near hard, impossible to please.
Right.
A lot of times. It is what it is.
Sheesh.
Now, so brothers, this is a part of the marriage maintenance, because I can say a lot. I don't know. I can't quantify it, but issues that come up are sometimes are due to the battery. The battery in the marriage is draining, and you're gonna have to charge it up spiritually first and foremost. Make sure y'all are praying together. Make sure y'all are fasting together, and then y'all going out, because you got to figure out, I need some water, goddamn. and then figure out how to please. Okay, you asked me to go to Italy. We may not be able to go on the now. Why they always want to go to friggin' Edomville, I don't know.
Right.
But we may not be able to go to Italy on the pond or wherever. But we can go to Italy, Texas.
Yeah, we can go to Italy.
We can hit a bed and breakfast at Italy, Texas.
Right.
Or let's do a thing of, hey, we gonna next Sunday or 2 Sundays from now, whatever, we're gonna go somewhere you like. You write it down. Your top 3 places in the city. You let me know what you want to do.
Right.
And then I'm gonna write my top 3. We're gonna exchange. You pick one, I'm gonna pick one. Boom, and then we're gonna make it happen. And we're gonna go somewhere you like, and we're gonna go somewhere I like. Just to charge the marriage up. Man. You gotta do that. Because we'll get so busy doing the work and then forget that your house is your first ministry.
That's right.
Paul told you that.
Right.
Paul advised Timothy in 1 Timothy 3, if you can't rule your own house, how can you take care of the church? We get things backwards and think that the congregation is your first ministry. Your house is the first place where you deal in compassion. Your house is the first place where you deal with judgment. Your house is the first place where you deal with prayer and fasting. All those things translate to the congregation. They transfer to the congregation. Your house, brothers, because it makes no sense for you to do everything in the church while meanwhile your house is burning down behind you.
Right.
That is bass backwards. It's bass backwards.
Say it again.
It's bass backwards for you to do everything under the sun for the body in the congregation. Meanwhile, your crib is burning down behind you, and your battery's dead. You would never walk around with a dead battery with a dead phone, but you'll walk around with a dead marriage. Don't make no sense. Now,
where the bomb at?
Deal with these women.
They got some new sound.
Seemed like it was oddly placed.
Yeah.
But
I don't know about that one back there.
go back to verse 29.
The book of First
brother on the button.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
Now, what did Paul mean by this? Get that in Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. Now, on the flip side, sisters, remember what I just said not too long ago. Being an Israelite man in this world, and especially as we go through this series over the net dealing with this fourth beast, then and now, there's nothing harder in this world, on this planet,
bring it up,
than being an Israelite man.
That's right.
Read that real quick.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
I just want that one verse. Is that it? Mm-hmm. Read it again.
To everything there is a season and a time to every.
Hold on, slow down. I'm slow. Do it again.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose.
A time to every purpose. So when he said be as though you have none, he's not saying completely neglect the wife. He said, yo, there's a time and a season to every purpose. Right now, this is my time to go in, and this is my day for the next 6 days, or for the next week I'm traveling here, the next week, this weekend I'm traveling there or whatever. And then this time, for this purpose, in me recharging the marriage, this Sunday, I'm going to be at wherever y'all go. Well, no, not Chick-fil-A. Wherever y'all go. Vacation. Y'all go to
resorts.
Yeah, go to a resort, or y'all just, the wife like fishing, so y'all going to go fishing or whatever it is.
Staycation.
Huh?
A staycation.
Yeah, staycation, something like that. Like this is our time. This is the week. This is the weekend where we're going to get away. Go back to 1 Corinthians 7 and 34.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 34.
Actually, while I'm thinking about it, because my thoughts all over the place. Now, sisters, with this, when we're talking about balance and purpose, a time for every purpose under the sun, you do play a part in that. Because a lot of sisters, I'll say I'm very comfortable in saying most, still have Beauty and the Bestiality, Cinderella,
Disney,
Princess and the Frog. Give me
it
some more.
The hell is this?
Y'all be watching that stuff. What? Give me some more. They trying to act like they don't friggin' like they ain't never watched the Disney cartoon.
I grew up on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You grew up on You ain't never seen. Oh God, help me out. You got young ones.
Yeah, but my kids don't watch Disney.
Oh God, Shema.
I have no idea.
You said
How
the one
about
my daughter
the-
watched was
the
Princess.
I know what
Dalmatians?
you're getting at, though. I know what
Yeah, the Dalmatians. You know, they have
Ensenado.
Who?
That one that just came out with
Encanto.
Encanto.
What is it? Encanado?
Encanto.
Encanto.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Hey, because remember, mine is old, so yeah, I only heard about it.
I was going more like love stories.
Love story.
Yeah, we appreciate
the
you.
Cinderella type
Hey,
story.
you hear me?
Yeah, I
He say
said
first of all.
Cinderella, Beauty and the Bestiality. Hit me with
Rapunzel.
Encanto. Rapunzel. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, anyway, because y'all give me out.
I know Shrek.
Yeah.
It's a cartoon.
Shrek was, yeah.
Tarzan.
Anyway,
Tarzan.
whatever. Anyway,
Brother said Lilo and
they got
Stitch.
these
hell is
Edomite love stories where the man is supposed to just grovel at the feet, and he's supposed to stop just every friggin' thing he got going in the world and bow down and do all this stuff. And you know, they want to how you got the spaghetti. And each one of them go, I don't know, I forget which
Dalmatians.
one. No, it was the
with
other
the dogs?
one. Yeah, with the dogs. And y'all want to do this with the spaghetti and kiss and all this other stuff.
Lady and the Tramp.
Okay, Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, I remember
Lady
that.
and the Tramp.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, you do play a part in recharging in the marriage maintenance and recharging the battery. If it is something that because I know y'all do, with the desire to go out because y'all know how busy brothers are, y'all know we travel, y'all know we prophesying, y'all understand that we literally have the weight of the world and the weight of a nation on our shoulders. In those times where, and there are times, plenty of times, where we kind of, we lose, y'all help me with some words.
Lose sight
Or lose
focus on the relationship.
Yeah.
Marriage.
Yeah, we lose.
The
Yeah.
zeal,
Get comfortable.
interest.
Yeah,
spark.
zeal and interest.
No, y'all going the wrong direction. I'm just more so. You so zoned in on doing the work of the Lord that you forget that the battery's running dry. Now you running dead. Now you got all these issues. Y'all arguing all the time.
You get tunnel vision.
You get you got tunnel vision. So, sister, I'm gonna give you some advice. And I'm not saying it's gonna work 100% of the time because every brother's different. What I'll say is, like for mine, I'm gonna just use myself for an example. Focus, Mexico, Reynosa, Juarez, we getting it in. What was it? All the various cities around. We in West Texas and all this other stuff. So I forget how long ago it was. Maybe a couple months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. The wife said, I told her, she said, what time you getting back? Whatever time I said. So whatever time I was getting back. So she was like, all right, well, I made us a reservation for whatever it was, and I forget where it was off the top of my head. So we went, so I get back, we went out to whatever restaurant it was. I was like, okay, all praises.
All
praises. I'm tired. I'm finna go, because this is Sunday, I was coming back off from a road trip, and I forget exactly where. And then I was like, "Oh, praises!" I ain't want to complain because I was like, "Yeah, this is cool. It's cool." Because me, I'm a homebody. I'm very.
You can chill.
I just want to chill.
Jacob, that's Jacob.
Huh? Yeah. Okay. Cheap. I wouldn't say cheap. I wouldn't say that.
The hell is this?
I would just say chill, not cheap, just chill.
Just chill. I take that.
Con.
So then, like after that, she was like, all right, here's the address to the next spot. And I was like, next spot? Because by this time it's like 8, late. I'm tired. Bags under the eyes. And then we end up, we pull up to, what's the dadgum thing where you, not laser tag.
Virtual,
yeah, VR, like this VR thing. And it was dope. It was in Richardson. It was dope. It was some kind of VR thing, and we doing it or whatever. And she got her gun, and I got my little gun, and we got the glasses on, and we shooting. And you got my back. Okay, I got your back. And it's stuff like that. Like you gotta do.
I heard that was fun too.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a good time. It's definitely a good time. Stuff like that, you gotta recharge the battery, and it's stuff like that where it's like, you know, you get to kind of get away from the stresses of captivity, the stresses of the kids running around and you trying to go here and she got to go there, and you only got one car, or she late and you come at like all that stuff, that stuff wears you down, can wear you down.
Right.
It can wear you down, and it's hard enough with everything else that we got going. So, you know, sisters, I give you, you know, some friendly advice, some brotherly advice is sometimes just plan it and see how it go. Now, brother, if you gonna be that, y'all help me out with some nice words.
I don't know none.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna tell you now. I'll just say it like this.
Righteous.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it like this. If you think that you got so much going on to the point where you cannot maintain that marriage, remember what the script. Give me that 1 Peter 5. I'm gonna show you what's coming your way. Because remember, what was the first union that Satan attacked from the very beginning?
Adam and Eve.
The marriage.
It was the marriage. Roaring lion.
Yep. The book of 1 Peter, chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
You don't think that Satan ain't gonna start working through your wife if you do not continue to be that hedge and make sure you're doing as the scripture says, and you do the work of the Lord, and you be as though you have none. But at the same time, there's a time and a place for every purpose, including maintaining your marriage. Because if not, Satan is going around seeking whom he, what it said, seeking whom he may devour.
Right.
And who did Satan go to first?
The woman.
The woman. It wasn't Adam that was deceived. It was who? The woman. So my brotherly advice to you brothers that are neglectful at times, including myself, because I very much so guilty. Make sure you maintain that marriage. Make sure that you are fertilizing that marriage with prayer and fasting, going out, treating, or whatever the case is.
Teaching.
So,
Teaching.
Yeah, teaching. All of that. Wives, you got to study too. I don't know what's in your brainstem to say, oh well, he don't sit down and read 4 hours of scriptures with me, so I'm not gonna study. No, that's Disney in your brainstem.
Right.
That's Disney, because our foremothers had multiple sons, and they still dealt with the troubles of education by themselves. So you get a clue.
With no TV.
No TV.
Yeah.
No iPads. No, none of that stuff. None of that stuff. So just because he ain't sitting down with you for 4 hours going through scriptures, you can't read, you can't study. Oh, well, TikTok got me because you didn't go through no scriptures with me today. No,
Right.
Stop that. Stop.
Hey,
Stop.
Cap, can I say on that, because there's a big thing, and I've gotten questions, about that and stuff, and one of the funny things is and I've had to say it. Wives have to learn that when they study, then they really get some of that champion that their Lord is in the house, right? Because a lot of our big thing is, and a lot of the way that we retain information is through teaching it to other people. So if you've got a Lord who is able to teach other people, how the hell he ain't able to teach you? He's not teaching you probably because you're not asking no questions.
Thanks.
Why aren't you asking questions? Because you ain't doing no reading yourself. It's not like every woman wants to, be sat down and taught for 10, 15, doing a 15 minutes with a captain, with your rib. But if she's studying, then he can come home and be a champion, and he gives her the answers that she needs, But they don't understand that that's a proud moment for a husband a lot of times, to know that she's read and that she trusts him to guide her with her understanding and the scriptures. That's showing me that you really trust me. I'm gonna pay the bills. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
I'm gonna make sure that we eat, and I'm gonna do the things necessary to make sure that we taken care of in that way. But if you don't show me that you trust me in the scriptures,
right,
then then what am I to you at all? Because my first job is to be a leader, a protector, a teacher, a guy. You know what I mean? All of those things to you. And then on top of that, I gotta go OG. Brothers, sometimes you might just have to go get that Mutombo pill.
The what?
The Mutombo pill.
Sometimes you need that extra energy, man. And you gotta
wait
go
a minute.
Mutombo.
Oh, wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you just
you
said.
get approval on this, Cap, the Mutombo pill?
Hey, look, that's why I said
That
I'm
was a
talking.
curveball.
Hey, y'all don't understand. I'm
No.
talking from an age man
Okay,
perspective.
okay.
Not all men. Not all men need, and I'm not saying, I'm not.
No, I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I'm not gonna
Get some help.
I'm not gonna put my own thing out there, but I don't need no Mutombo pill.
Right.
But what I'm saying is an extra boost of energy sometimes is needed, because if a man is working 12, 13, 14 hours a day, and then he has the work of the body, he might have flyer missions or this, other things that he has to do, and then he's coming home, then like you said, Cap, yeah, you do have to allot the time, because like you said, there's a time for everything.
I would say just
But
drink
your-
your Celsius.
But your energy level.
Eat the watermelon rind.
Yeah, don't put me in that
Hey,
category.
I was about to say, even Deep brought that out. What Deep say about the watermelon rind?
He said
It's got like
Just get you some watermelon water.
what's
You'll
the
be all right.
word? The,
Aphrodisiac. Is that?
No, it was something.
It was something. Yeah. But he
Yeah.
said that for a reason, though.
Yeah.
He said that was for that extra boost.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying it's not like it's not something that's not there. And trust me, you hit 47, 48, 49, 50 and above, you'll see.
Yes, sir.
That energy level is not the same. So, there's a bunch of things, there's a bunch of consideration, but everything you said was real heavy. And sisters, you really make your Lord proud when he can come home. You've read, you're asking him questions, and now he's able to teach the apple of his eye.
That's right.
So yeah,
Keep,
do that. It
keep
makes him
that
feel
phone
good.
charged. Keep that phone.
Right.
Now I got another script. Okay. No. I got another thought. Sisters. I think I just lost it. Also, Shema, do you concur with what he said about the pill?
No, sir. Absolutely not. I keep that. I just have to do a couple push-ups. About 10 push-ups, I'm good. About 10 to 15 push-ups, I'm ready to go. I keep her phone charged. Trust me.
I got you.
Hey, but Cap, on another note, on a serious note,
Yeah.
just like the friendship you had with your favorite brother in the body, right? The same friendship you should have with your rib.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way y'all have fun going through the scriptures, you and your rib should have fun.
Yeah.
Where you and your brother hang out, you and her should hang out.
Yeah. Read that Sirach 25:1. Heck, I had a thought. God dog.
That Mutombo pill wiped it out. I know. That was a distraction.
You messed me up, man.
Hey, it's a brother out there right now thanking me for saying,
Yeah.
you right. Sometimes I need that energy.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 1. In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before God and men. The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors,
Oh, I remember. Yeah, go ahead.
a man and a wife that agree together.
You see that above brothers is a husband and a wife that agree together. Above that, I mean, it don't get no clearer than that.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord loves that. Remember what he said about the unity? It's like the what he say? Psalms 133 and one about
like
you don't
the
gotta get it.
precious
Just
Yeah,
paraphrase. Like,
precious
what's
on
that?
the Aaron's
Yeah,
beard.
but what's the top part of it say? How good and
For
and
brethren to dwell together.
Yeah, for brethren to dwell together
In
in
unity.
unity.
Right.
And he said, "Yo, that's like precious ointment, man. It's like precious oil.
Right.
How much the more the union of a husband and a wife." Now, here's what I was saying about the sisters. Now, remember what I said about the brothers with the house being your first ministry. It's nothing different with the sisters. Proverbs 31 and verse, y'all help me out. Proverbs 31. I know it. Yeah, he know what side.
Right page, left.
What left column, all that. Y'all know what I want.
26. She opened her mouth with wisdom.
Before that.
25.
Nah, before that. Proverbs 31.
27.
Just start at verse 10.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband.
Stop. Does it say the heart of the kids' room?
The heart of her husband.
Does it say the heart of the kitchen?
The heart of her husband.
What about the heart of the fundraising team?
The heart of her husband.
The heart of her husband doth what?
Doth safely trust in her.
Jump down to verse 27.
She looketh well to the ways of her household.
Stop. She looketh well to the ways of the church.
She looketh well to the ways of her household.
She looketh well to the ways of the kids' room.
She looketh well.
Just read that part where it says
of her household.
AV.
Her household.
Fundraising.
Her household.
Give me something else. Communications team.
Her household.
Security.
Security.
Her household.
Fundraising.
Her household. Her household.
Another sister's house.
Huh?
How
Oh,
do you forget
yeah,
that
another
one?
sister's house.
Her household.
Another brother's house.
Her household.
The Lord said, for the sisters, for the wives, your first ministry is your house.
That's right.
You busy in everything else. Meanwhile, your husband's unhappy and you clueless as to why. You ain't even asked. You ungrateful because he ain't did X, Y, and Z as if he ain't got the weight of the entire planet Earth on his shoulders.
Break it out.
Right.
You got to refocus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
It's like you were speaking about earlier. Coming back from a 20+ hour drive, the worst thing to come back to the household and see, damn, these clothes that I saw sitting here is still.
Oh
sitting
God!
Here.
What the hell is this?
Like this, the refrigerator looks like it needs to be clean. Why does the pantry look like this? Why the kids got their diapers out? What the hell is going on?
So it's not okay to come home to a dirty house?
It's
you
not
don't want to see that?
okay.
Diapers hanging to the baby's knees.
It's like I just got to doing the work of the Lord. Now I gotta do your work. You expect me to come home and do your? Come on.
And especially the places we travel to in Mexico, bro. It's you got the smell of piss and death on one street. Then it smell like tacos and cilantro on the next street. Then it smell like
the hell is this?
Piss and death, police tacos and cilantro.
Hey, police riding around with assault
rifles, AKs.
You got to get stopped every 30 minutes on the highway.
Yes. So what would have been 3-hour drive, a 2-hour, 2.5-hour drive, and I'm talking about going down to Monterey, has easily turned into a 3-hour, 3.5-hour situation. And it did. I'm talking about for us because we was out there a couple of weeks ago. Sisters, you got to reform your mind and understand that your Lord's house, your husband's house, is your first ministry because that's where you should be looking to get your praise from. Because as you maintain your house and you have a happy husband and happy children and everything else, those works translate to the body. It's not vice versa. It cannot and will not work in the inverse. Because Satan is going to come about like a roaring lion, like we just read in 1 Peter 5. Right. For the husband and the wife. Husband or wife, vice versa, or both. You look like you got something.
I had something to read for you because you was on point with something. 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 14. I'm going to read it for you. I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully, for some are already turned aside after Satan. Oh, LCU.
No, that was my alley-oop.
Yes,
Read that part again where it says, I'm going to show you something. Read verse 14.
Yes, sir. I would therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. For some are already turned aside after Satan.
Turn aside after Satan, because you forget what your first works are. What is your first ministry? Your first, what you're supposed to be helping with, building up, is your house first and foremost.
That's right.
First and foremost. Because Satan will come for you. Satan will come in that tight red dress at work.
The hell is
and
this?
then you looking clueless and don't know what the hell happened, and he whatever. And then we pull the curtain back, and it's like, oh, there's a bunch of SH behind the curtain. I done lower my dadgum shirt. That's Satan right there.
The hell is this?
And
I don't even know how you did it. I just saw the check. I don't even know how you did it.
If I can as well. And for me personally, like you were saying, to going out, of course, you know, when we got the time, because, you know, we got schedules, so on and so forth, and we have the time. I like in your scenario where your rib, she took the initiative, she planned something. Those are great things. But for me personally, if I see that the household is out of whack, I'm like, damn. So are we going to neglect that the house looks like a damn tornado came through here and let's just go to the movies? Or are we going to neglect that the household looks fucking, or damn.
Hey, he felt that one.
Hey,
calm down. It'll be out of officer. He got to breathe a little bit. Breathe.
Hey, this class done touched the nerve of somebody.
Hey, they got to talk his talk real quick.
Yeah.
Stay in the spirit.
We're not gonna, sister. You can't neglect their household and then expect for your husband to just come in like Disney and just, oh, I've planned out a 5-star dinner for you, baby. We're gonna go there. I'm gonna kiss your toes. I'm gonna buy you this stuff. Like what? That if you haven't got at the household, don't expect for the man to just come home and be like, well, now let me pick you up off your feet and we finna fly down and spend $600.
Yeah.
No, it don't work like that. We both have a part to play.
Right. And that all goes into knowing your Lord.
Right.
That's Kevin Samuels, right? He used to speak real heavy about it when he would speak about Edomite women knew their husbands. If their husband, if when they met their husband, whatever it was that the guy that they were with and they were headed towards marriage, they learned to find out what was the things that he liked. She might not have ever been hunting, but guess what? All of a sudden, she got a rifle, and she got camouflage clothes, and she ready to go out there and get muddy with him for 4 hours sitting in a box looking to see if something come through, and she going to shoot it out with him. And she don't understand. That's a turn on for him. Why? Because now I know that you might ride or die. Right. And that's the same thing that happened in the Bible. As a matter of fact, give me Genesis 27. I want to show it real quick. That women knew their Lord. And that's pleasing. Because the same way that we're supposed to know God and the will of God as men under him, our women then should take on that same spirit of getting to know us. Genesis chapter 27, first read, and we got to read through it quick. I want you to read quick.
Yes, sir.
Read verse 3 first.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 3.
Read out.
Now, therefore, take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field and take me some venison.
Now, this is Isaac, and he's talking to Esau, right? This is about the time that he's ready to bless them and pass everything on. So he tells Esau, take your weapons and go out into the field with your bow and get me some venison. Read.
And make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die.
So he wanted some good food before he died. He told his son, go get it. Why? Because he had showed his son exactly how to prepare the meat the way that he liked it, right? Verse 5.
And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it.
So Rebekah overheard him telling his son, go get this meat for me, and then prepare it and bring it to me. It's time for me to bless you before I die. Read.
And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying,
what does she hear?
Bring me venison, and make me savory meats, that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord before my death.
Read.
Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee.
Do what I'm about to tell you. I overheard your father talking to your brother. I heard what he told your brother. Now I want you to go do something. Read.
Go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, that I will make them savory meat for for thy father, such as he loveth.
Such as what?
Such as he loveth.
Such as I like to make it.
Such as he loveth.
Such as he loveth. How the hell did she know when she heard him tell him to go get the goat and bring it back to cook it for him? How does she know, hey, go get me 2 goats from out there and bring it back to me, and I'm going to prepare. I'm going to show you how we going to do it. Why? Because she knew her husband.
That's
like
right.
Cap is saying, she knew her first love. She knew her first job was to take care of that man, and she went and prepared meat, and it was so cold that when he brought it in, he never said, wait, hey, this ain't Esau. Esau, you didn't make this.
Right.
It was made exactly like he liked it because she knew what pleased him.
Not too salty, not too bland.
Right.
So,
Sisters, it is not a stretch to know your Lord, and if it's something that you're not interested in, learn to get interested in it.
Right.
That's right. And I assure you that he's thrown something out there, even if he hasn't explicitly said, I want X, Y, and Z on this date. That's a part of your superpowers to extract that information.
Right.
Or even if he don't say it explicitly, oh yeah, I did hear him mention such and such. Like you so in tune with what he wants as opposed to what he ain't doing, what he ain't got, what he ain't. And that's that's what it is. That's the blockage. That's the backup.
Right.
Is you so focused on what he ain't doing, what he ain't got, what he ain't getting you, what he ain't bought you,
right.
what he ain't. You so focused on that to where you have not transformed your mind to understand or focus on, okay, what does he want? What does he need? When does he need it? How does he like it? Guess what, sisters? Today, he might like chicken. Tomorrow, he might hate chicken.
Right.
It is what it is. To complain about that stuff like that is just asinine. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Remember, in I think it was Wisdom of Solomon when it said the angel's food was like whatever we want. I'm paraphrasing. Whatever we wanted. Because that's how minds work. Like we not all of us at least, we like different things. Like we ain't eat so we can eat chicken. You know how them bodybuilders be eating chicken and rice and that's all they eat for while they doing their workouts or whatever. Today we like turkey. Tomorrow we want some lamb.
Bring it out.
Then the next day we want some chicken. Then the day after that, we vegans.
Right.
then the week after that, we Pescatarians.
Right.
That's whatever it is.
That's what I am right now.
Yeah, you a Pescatarian. And guess what? You got to go with the flow. You like, hey, whatever you like, baby.
Yeah.
Whatever you like.
Right.
You want chicken today, you want turkey tomorrow. Whatever you like.
How you want me to make it.
And that's it. And as you do those things, go back to Proverbs 31. I promise y'all we're going to get back in the topic after this. Maybe. 31.
Her household.
Yes. Yeah, but you're going to add 28.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 27. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness.
She not idle. She not lazy. She's none of those things. She get up and she make it happen. If there are gaps or there are things that need to get done around the house, or I don't have this, or I don't have that, as opposed to complaining, she was like, well, how can I make it happen? How can I assist?
Right.
What can I do to fill in the gap? If there's a gap to be filled. Sometimes it's just you just looking at too much YouTube. What is it?
YouTube.
TikTok.
You're
looking at too much TikTok and you see what everybody else got, and then you just coveting after stuff that the Lord said, I'm hindering you from sinning through one.
So you said something about not complaining to doing those things, because you can not complain verbally, but you can complain physically.
Right.
Your body language jacked up when you're doing something.
Yep. And going back to, as if the brother don't have the weight of the world on his shoulders, as if the brother didn't just get out of a 45-minute counsel where he done dealt with domestic abuse over here and then child abuse over here, and then he done dealt with somebody done called the police over here, and so you got not only you dealing with is he dealing with his own problems in the house, he dealing with his work problems, he's dealing with the problems of the congregation. And then we got to argue because my stuff too salty, and then when I say it's too salty.
Mm-hmm.
Now we gotta go back and forth for 15 minutes about some goddamn salty chicken. The stuff is just too salty. It's salty. Just don't use that seasoning. Use that seasoning yours. Just don't put it in mine.
Bring it out.
Because I don't like a bunch of salt. Let me just season the shit myself. I will do it.
Right.
If we just gotta go back and forth, just let me do it.
Cat, they take it so personally too. It's like he's like, I'm not saying you salty or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just talk about this specific thing.
And they just, it's a little bit too salty. So what
let's
you
talk
saying? I
about
can't
this.
cook?
Yeah.
I didn't say you couldn't cook.
Right. I ain't go
whole meal.
So what you saying? I'm lazy? I didn't say that.
They start bringing out the hermeneutics.
Yeah. How we get here?
So this is a common thing among sisters, huh? This is a common thing among
Yeah,
sisters.
it's a common thing.
So what you saying? You wish you never married me? What?
What?
Just
What?
the salt.
I just said my blood pressure a little high right now.
I just don't want to die.
I just said I need some water. I didn't say I ate it. I didn't say none of that.
This ain't even about you. I'm dying, not you.
Now she want to take the whole plate away.
Right.
I'll just make something else.
Yeah, I just starved for the night, right?
Maybe you should go buy you some go out to eat.
McDonald's is around the corner. Since I can't cook. Since I didn't even say that. Since I can't cook. Yeah, don't let them clap them hands. Since I can't cook, how about you hit Chick-fil-A tonight? But I didn't even say nothing about it. Okay. All right. I don't even know how we got here.
Hey, hold on. Hey, but in your pride, though, you like, well, the hell with it then. I'm going to Chick-fil-A.
But I'm going to take my ass to Chick-fil-A then. They ain't going to put all this salt on my fries. I can say no salt, and they ain't going to put no salt. I tell you no salt, you put half the bottle of salt in the fries. I don't want the salt. At least they follow instructions. See, then we start going railing evil for evil, railing for. Y'all see how easy that happened?
It turned just like that.
Just like that.
Right.
Now, if you would have took me to Italy, we would have been.
Damn.
You studied Italy in an Italian restaurant for some spaghetti.
Right. As a matter of fact, that's why I never liked choke.
Wait a minute. See?
Yeah, right. Now we way over here.
Playtime is over.
Okay.
See, that's how it happened.
That's how it happened.
That is how it happened. Y'all see how it went from 0 to 100 off a half a pinch of salt?
Right.
Now I'm at Chick-fil-A. You mad.
Right.
Now you done threw my plate away.
Yeah.
You done threw all the leftovers away. And
I threw my mama under the bus.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because she'll know that I don't even like your mama.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got in there.
How did we get here about that?
And then I still got to lay in bed with you tonight. Boy,
Yeah.
It could have all been avoided with, yes, my lord, I'm going to fix it for you.
Yeah, I got you.
I thought it was too salty myself. Let me fix it.
Yeah.
See, imagine just agreeing. Imagine be like, yeah, let me fix that. Or yeah, I'm gonna just make you a separate and then, that way we can just season it to taste.
Next time I'm gonna get you to try it and you can let me know if it's too salty.
Yeah, before I put all the extra stuff, I'm gonna have you try it.
There's so many options that they can choose from instead of
There's
going
more
straight
peaceable
to
options. There's more peaceable options. Now I know sisters, I'm sure that I have no doubt that they have their own complaints and within that, well, he said such and such, and he went, okay, all right. Well, blessed are the peacemakers. How about that?
Man.
How about blessed are the peacemakers?
But if you don't read, you don't even know that that's
you wouldn't even know that was in the Bible.
Right.
That is in the Bible.
Right.
You can't turn a relationship to a competition. It's not a competition.
Nah. At the end of the day, remember what Peter said. He said, y'all know what he said in 1 Peter 3?
Love his brethren.
Nah. We said heirs together.
Heirs
together. He said, y'all are heirs together
That's
of
your
the
prayer,
grace
not
of
in it.
life. So, brothers, yeah, this is the marriage maintenance segment. Yeah. So, brothers, y'all be the forerunners of peace. Be the avengers of godliness in the house. And sisters, just follow that godliness. Follow that godliness. And let's say he is forward for whatever reason. He is forward, he out the spirit, or whatever the case is. They don't give you license to be out the spirit.
Right.
That's right.
Don't. don't give you license to be out the spirit.
That's 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter 3, where it says that your chaste conversation can win him. He might be out the spirit. He might not be doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Yep, because chapter 2 talks about the froward master.
Right.
And he's going, I'm paraphrasing, he's going hard on the servants. And then so Peter's having to deal with that. And then in chapter 3, verse 1, he said, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband, if he don't follow the word. What was he pulling that from? What he said a couple of verses above, dealing with a froward master and his servant.
Right.
Peter didn't give the servant license to get out the spirit because of a froward master.
Right.
He said you still got to deal with him according to the law, according to the commandments.
Right.
Don't change. All right.
Hey, Jacob said he's trying to call in, but it's not working. I just want you to know.
For the second week in a row. Oh,
yeah.
All right. So
that was a good segment.
That was the marriage
You're the real
maintenance.
MVP,
All right. Now I know the title of the show said Gates of Hell. So for the last
it is a gates to the hell.
27 minutes.
All right, let's do maybe a couple of commercials. Let's get back to the topic. So is AV queued up and ready to go to commercial break? All praise to the Most High. So we'll be back in here. We'll be back in a minute. See how marriage do?
Yeah.
We'll be back here in a minute. Y'all are tuned in the scripts.
Reloaded.
IUIC Boom Cards are fun, interactive digital activity quiz cards for children ages 2 through 10. Our Boom Cards offer an educational product that is the first of its kind. We have decks in English and Spanish, tailor-made for young Israelites to learn our history and commandments. You can use them in your homeschool classroom and after-school assignments, or even on the go. The intuitive, easy-to-maneuver digital learning features found on our Boom Cards are self-correcting, allowing children to learn without their parents' help. Anytime you have an internet connection, you can fill your child's idle time with profitable and true biblical teaching. You can access IUIC Boom Cards on any mobile device or computer at www.boomlearning.com/author/IUIC. You can also download the Boom Cards app on the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, or even on your Kindle. Righteous digital activities and study tools for your children are now available through IUIC Boom Cards.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word, his word, his word, his word.
With the Feast of Tabernacles just weeks away, IUIC is now presenting Feast of Tabernacles Boom Card Decks. The perfect tool to teach your little prophets and princesses all about the Feast of Tabernacles. These Tabernacles Boom Card Decks are available in both English and Spanish. Grab yours today by visiting www.boomlearning.com.
All right, we back. Y'all are tuning in the scripts.
Reloaded.
All right, now we're going to get to the actual topic. We're going to get to the topic. We're going to deal with the gates of hell. So remember what Christ said, that the gates of hell would not prevail against the children of Israel. The gates of hell is talking about Esau. At that time, it was Rome who was the top power. For us today, Rome, the top power. America being an extension of Rome. The gates of hell, or the gates of captivity, hell and death, like it says in Revelation 3. That's all saying the same thing. Obviously, y'all cool. We waiting on you. We appreciate you, though. We appreciate you coming back late. Yep. You late. He thought we was going to wait on him. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Read that.
Brother being black.
He black.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4.
So now we're going to read some attributes. We're going to read some attributes about Esau. All right, read that.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
The him is talking about Esau, Edom, Idumea. Read.
But the just shall live by his faith.
Go ahead.
Yea, also.
The just is Israel. Go ahead.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine. He is proud. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell.
As hell or captivity. It's talking about America. Go ahead.
And is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
America cannot be satisfied. Go ahead.
But gathereth unto him all nations.
They gather to them all nations. I believe I sent this to you, AV. Read on.
And heapeth unto him all people.
And heapeth unto him all people. Hold that. Y'all are going to read, yep. The wealthier Romans. Pull that up real quick. Read that part again where it said, verse 5.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
They always in another country. That's what we're going to go over here in a minute. They always in another country. Go ahead.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Who enlargeth his desires as what?
As hell.
As hell. Go ahead.
And is as death.
And is as death. This goes back to Revelation 6. Go ahead.
And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Just like from ancient Babylon, the Tower of Babel, to Neo-Babylon under Nebuchadnezzar, just like America. Nothing different, nothing new under the sun. So read this. This is the definition of, I forget if it's Rome or Roman Empire, I forget.
You want to just
scroll out a little bit?
Just the highlighted part?
Yeah, okay. This is the definition of Rome.
I got it. Scroll down. Rome. Definition of Rome. Persons from all over the empire with their different languages, customs, and gods could be found in the streets of Rome.
People from all over, all nations could be found in Rome. Just like today. Just like today. Now, go, I don't think I sent this to y'all, but read on. I don't know if I forget if I sent this to y'all. Read on in inscription.
Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him?
Shall not all these nations take up a parable against you?
And a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Increaseth that which is not his. Whether it's lands, people, resources. Go ahead.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations.
Because you've spoiled or robbed many nations.
All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
all the other nations that you robbed, they're going to rob you. They're going to spoil you. They're going to destroy you from the inside out, starting from the inside out. Go ahead.
Because of men's blood
because of the blood that you shed in other countries.
And for the violence of the land.
And for the violence that you perpetuated in other lands that don't belong to you. Because you ain't never at home. America, Esau, Edom, Idumea, a.k.a. Rome. Go ahead.
Of the city and of all that dwell therein.
Mm-hmm.
Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high.
Space travel.
That he may be delivered from the power of evil.
That the power of evil is talking about destruction. Now, y'all say something. Let me find this.
Hey, while we're on that, can I get a script real quick, Cap? Go to Galatians 6 real quick. Get
6 and what?
I think is it verse 4? God cannot be mocked. I think that's what I want. That's not it. When it say you reap what you sow. 6 and 7.
Yeah.
That's it.
The book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked.
Reap.
For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
So we just read in Habakkuk 2 about all the evils that's been done in this earth. How the Lord said he's going to wake up all these sleeper cells that's in America who came from these same countries that you robbed. You take the resources, you take the land, you murder their fathers, you murder their children, so on and so forth, and then you bring them here to this country. God is telling you right here, I see everything that you're doing. Don't think you got away with it. All the judgment that you've done or all the evils you've done in the earth, it has a judgment. And God is going to judge this place, Babylon the Great.
That's right.
With flames. All right, that's all I want on that real quick.
And it's funny because everybody's always saying, you guys are only thinking like this because you're black and you've been oppressed and you just want to get back at somebody. Nah, this is what God is saying is going to happen to them for what they did to us. It's not us just, I do desire that payback, but vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So for now, I'm chilling.
But on that same note, what does skin complexion or race have to do with injustice, with stealing and robbing of people? You know what I'm saying? Injustice is injustice. Evil is evil. No matter what candy coat, whatever you want to put on it, evil is evil, period. And this is an evil nation.
Right.
That's why we bringing this out.
Right.
All right. You can drop that because I was thinking about something else. Go to pull up the first one. It should be number 1. Number 1 in the list.
Yep. Can I get a script why they find a
and
tribute?
I say, a tribute for the Negro. It's number 1. Go ahead.
Can I get Ecclesiastes 7 and 7?
Ecclesiastes?
Yes, sir.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Because that's what happened with these refugees that they brought over here because they have destroyed their land and robbed them and pillaged them. They have been giving them gifts. So that's been pacifying them. But after so long, they going to start to realize, damn, we oppressed too. So then they going to wake up out of that oppression, them gifts that they've been getting, and they going to turn.
That's right. That's a good point right there.
Yep.
You only can give somebody so much. They only can take so much till they say, all right, man, that's enough.
Yep. All right. Go to the next page. All right, so this book is from 1848. You don't got to zoom in. That's how we get it. So this book was published in 1848. Next. Read that. Highlight it.
Descended from one... Okay. At the top, the Jews descended from one stock and prohibited by the most sacred institutions from intermarrying with the people of other nations.
So the Jews did not intermarry. No interracial marriage. Go ahead.
And yet dispersed, according to the divine prediction.
Deuteronomy 28:64.
Into every country on the globe.
Into every country on the planet Earth.
Come on, hey, what y'all doing? This one people is marked with the colors of all, fair in Britain and Germany, brown in France and in Turkey, swarthy
or black
in Portugal and in Spain, olive in Syria and in Chaldea.
It said olive. Olive comes in 3 colors, green, brown, and black. You ain't never seen no green people walking around. If you have, we need to have another
Hey,
conversation.
that's
Talking about brown or black. Go ahead.
Tawny or copper color in Arabia and Egypt.
Uh-huh.
Whilst they are black at Congo in Africa.
They are black at Congo in Africa. So guess what? There are Jews in the Congo.
That's right.
There's a reason why we're bringing this up. There is a reason. Read on. Africa.
Wait, hold on. Okay, Africa, where they are founded states of some importance, and in some instances, they have passed into a perfectly black complexion, although improved in form and stature, and notwithstanding that they reside to the north of the Negro countries.
Mm-hmm.
A remarkable fact in the history of Luango in the Empire of Congo is that the country, according to a statement which was fully credited by Oldendorp himself, a writer of most correct judgment and of unimpeachable veracity, contains many Jews.
Many what?
Many Jews.
Many Jews. Many Israelites.
Settled in.
Settled in it. Settled in the Congo. There are Israelites in the Congo where we were scattered. Go ahead.
Who retained their religious rights,
our laws,
and the distinct habits,
our laws,
which kept them isolated from other nations,
which kept us separate, sanctified, set apart from other nations. Go ahead.
Though thus separate from the African population,
those separate from Hamites,
they are black and resemble the other Negroes in every respect as to physical character.
Because they're the same people. Go ahead.
It is probably an allusion to this case that Pennington in his textbook says the descendants of a colony of Jews originally from Judea.
From where?
Judea.
From Judea did what?
Settled on the coast of Africa are black.
Are black.
That's right.
Israelites in Congo and various other lands in Africa. And they were distinct from Hamites based on our rights. This is not the next. I don't know why this is up.
That book was written in the
Go
early,
to 1A.
in the mid 1800s. So
Yes. White eyes only book. Bishop has brought that out before. Bishop has brought this book out before. This is a white eyes only book. Go to the next book. I put numbers by everything. It's 1A. Sins of the Fathers. Is this it?
This is
blow it up.
The Sugar Island.
Right.
Let me see the orange part. I think that's what I want.
It is. That's the one that was listed.
Read
as
the
1A.
orange part.
Here we go. Second paragraph. The haphazard methods of stocking up slave ships on the Guinea coast or down in the Congo.
Down where?
In the Congo.
In the Congo, slaves were taken from the Congo, from the Guinea coast, or in Angola and put where? On slave ships. Go ahead.
Or in Angola meant that witch doctors of both sexes were often transported in a parcel of fresh slaves.
In a parcel of fresh slaves, because the Jews, as written in Deuteronomy 28 and 64, would go into slavery by way of slave ship. Guess what? That happened to our people that was scattered in Angola, that was scattered in the Congo, that was scattered in Guinea coast, that was scattered in Zambia, so on and so forth. Now, go to 2. Topic 2, commentary before the summit. So, not last week, but the week before that, we talked about the U.S.-Africa Summit of 2022. And I told y'all something was going to come out of it. I had no clue what.
Right.
But I knew something was going to come out of it. And sure enough, something came out of it. Let's pull it up. Commentary before the summit.
Yeah. Come on, y'all. Speaks on the lack. It's right after. It's right after. It's lined up exactly how it is, y'all. Okay. Now, one thing I want to say, Cap, if I can, real quick, when Africa was split down in the 1800s, America did not particularly take a place, a particular place. The Congo is what America was given, the Congo and Liberia, because of the trades that they could do through it, because of the river that ran from east to west in it. So America really took the most vital part of it, which went into merchant ships and being able to trade throughout all of Africa, and that was Congo.
And as we're going to see, it's nothing different. Nothing has changed. Read that. Play that.
It's time for us to really begin to pick up the mantle and chart the way forward as a united front of children of one mother Africa. Now, getting back to the issue, the question that you have asked me, as you know, yesterday, day before yesterday, I did an interview with Al Jazeera, where we were basically talking about the U.S.-Africa Summit, which just concluded yesterday in Washington, D.C. In terms of looking at deliverables, what concerns me right from the get-go, and of course I talked about overall the disrespect of the Africans, but the timing of the summit was rather interesting in the sense that this summit was being held at a time when Congress was not in session. Yes, we understand when it comes to foreign issues, you're dealing with the State Department. But when it's all said and done, it is Congress that actually makes decisions. It is Congress that has members of Congress who are members of committees on foreign affairs, and they make decisions on specific issues pertaining to different African countries.
So the whole thing, paying attention.
Wouldn't it have been an opportunity?
This sister was the delegate for Africa in America, and then they kicked her out a couple of years ago. You can look her up and see she's a very high-ranking person in Africa. But what she's saying is that when this whole thing went down, like Cap was bringing out, we knew something strange was happening because all of a sudden America wants to meet with Africa again, and they hadn't met with them in years, right? So they wanted to meet again. Well, she's saying that she realized it was something wrong because at the time that America calls the U.S.-African Summit, Congress is not even in session. They out on their break. So there's no way that anything that came out of this summit was going to go to the table immediately for discussion, which was actually more of the same of what they were used to. Nothing being discussed. All right, go to the next timestamp.
Also, something that she said was, I forget if it was this one or another one, but when they put together the outline of the conference,
right?
Africa was not involved at all. What is that?
Right, the topics of discussion.
Yeah, the topics of discussion. They did not confer with Africa.
Damn.
None of the countries there. They told Africa, this is what we're going to talk about.
Right.
What the hell is this?
This is the agenda.
Right.
So what she's got, I don't know if it's this one or another one. No respect at all.
None.
They put this together in 2014. They had the conference. Nothing came out of that. Now they have this one, and they don't even say, hey, so what do y'all want to talk about?
Right.
Imagine me coming to your crib and telling you, well, we're going to, hey, I'm coming over Monday, and we're going to talk about X, Y, and Z. Number one, I didn't even invite you.
Right.
How you just going to pull up?
Right.
This is what I want to eat.
Yeah, and this is what you cooking me.
Yeah.
This your chair? Oh, I'm gonna sit in your chair too.
Yeah, yeah. That's your recliner. I'm sitting in that recliner.
Right.
And this is what you're gonna give me when I leave.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, let's check out that next timestamp.
You have to understand that the average member of Congress, they're coming from Idaho. They're coming from Iowa. They've never lived. Some of them have never been outside the United States. But because they ran a good campaign in their state or in their province or county, they made it to Washington. And suddenly, you take somebody who was a lawyer in some small town, USA, somebody who was a nurse, and suddenly they're in Washington. And they get to Washington, they are now put in a committee on foreign affairs to deal with issues in Sudan. What do they know about Sudan? And yet they're supposed to make decisions. And then when sanctions are thrown on Sudan, they have no idea as to how and why these sanctions are being slapped on Sudan. I remember talking to one.
So what she's saying essentially is that they're putting the most base of base people over them to make decisions for them.
Right.
They don't even know what's going on. She said this is somebody who is in Iowa, who's never been outside of Iowa, never been outside of the U.S., knows nothing about Sudan. And when America does a sanction against Sudan, them sitting in Congress, now they're making decisions for Sudan and know nothing of the struggles or plights of Sudan. They have they're completely clueless. This is the disrespect that she's talking about. And this is what you're seeing, this building called a summit, a U.S.-African summit on African soil.
Because they really have no interest in Africa. All they want from Africa is their resources. They want that cobalt. That's what they want. They want the sources. They want that from Zambia and DR Congo.
Right.
But that's why they don't see there's no importance in it.
Right.
That's why we started the show with Habakkuk 2, because they can never have enough. And as they push towards the climate, yeah, help me out. You know,
push towards the climate change. When it
climate
push towards
change,
the
the
cars,
EVs,
the
electric vehicles
cars
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we gonna see
your new iPhones
next week. Yeah, your newest iPhones. It ain't gonna be blood diamonds no more. Now it's blood batteries.
Right.
And as we go through next week, y'all gonna see that what happened back then is the same thing that's happening now. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing has changed.
Right.
Esau's the devil.
That's right.
America is run by Esau, Edomites, Idumeans. The Bible says that they are the devil. They are Satan's seed. And we're gonna see, Lord's will, next week. Obviously Yakub took a lot of time going over marriage maintenance, but all praise to the Most
It was
High.
necessary.
Hopefully somebody got a clue. Hopefully somebody got a clue.
I did.
That's right.
No, you good. All praise to the Most High. All right, make sure y'all subscribe and follow us at IUIC Dallas, all social media platforms, Instagram at Dallas IUIC, Facebook at IUIC Dallas, TikTok at IUIC Dallas, and YouTube at IUIC Dallas. Make sure y'all donate via PayPal, IUIC.Dallas@IsraelUnite.org. Lord's will, we'll see y'all back next week, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Y'all are tuned in the scripts.
Reloaded. In the scripts. Reloaded. You're listening to 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 In the Scripts.